Thanks for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Heather Sells. The holiday weekend was filled with torrential rain, flooding, and tornadoes in many parts of the country. Several deaths have been reported in Texas and Kansas after heavy rain and severe floods. Homes and businesses and even a prison had to be evacuated. And residents in Texas are bracing for even more rain today. Charlene Aaron has the story.
The floodwaters are still rising in the Lone Star State.
We've never seen it this high. And of course everybody thinks I'm crazy for not leaving.
In Houston, this swollen river has overtaken several small communities, forcing many to flee their homes.
I thought we were going to be safe. I didn't know it was going to come up this fast.
In coastal Brazoria County, 2,600 inmates from 2 prisons were evacuated because of historic flooding. The heavy rains have been falling since Wednesday. At least 6 people have died in the flooding as record-breaking rains swept away cars and damaged homes. Several others are missing. In Parker County, Texas, debris and rushing water hampered rescue efforts for a missing 10-year-old boy who fell into a river while fishing Sunday afternoon.
It's frustrating that we have the family here and they need some closure, and we haven't been able to give it to them yet.
In Kansas, much of the central region has been under a flash flood watch through the end of last week.
Oh my God.
This twister touched down in Colorado, near the Nebraska border. And on the East Coast, from the Carolinas to New York, people are dealing with the aftermath of Tropical Storm Bonnie, which dumped 8 inches of rain in South Carolina, shutting down parts of busy I-95 on Memorial Day. Forecasters expect the severe weather to continue today for much of the central and northern plains, from Kansas to North Dakota. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
A new missile test by North Korea appears to have ended in failure. That assessment comes from the South Korean government. South Korea's Yonhap news agency reports the mid-range missile exploded today at a mobile launch pad as soon as the launch button was pushed. If confirmed, that would make this the 4th failed missile launch by the North. The new missile could potentially reach U.S. military bases in Asia and the Pacific. North Korea has escalated its nuclear and missile activity this year, including a nuclear test in January. Well, Iraqi military forces are advancing on the key ISIS-held stronghold of Fallujah today. ISIS held Fallujah for 2 years before the Iraqi military launched an operation to retake the city. Iraqi forces are getting help from local militia and U.S. airstrikes to drive the jihadists out of the area. Both sides battled for 4 hours, and Iraqi forces have surrounded the stronghold. Reuters reports the coalition's next step is the push into the heart of the city and drive the Islamic State out. Well, back here in the U.S., the parents of a 4-year-old boy who fell into a gorilla exhibit at the Cincinnati Zoo are thanking God for his safety. In a statement released on Monday, they said, "We are so thankful to the Lord that our child is safe," and added he is home and doing just fine. You can see here what happened. The boy fell into the zoo's gorilla enclosure and came face to face with a 400-pound silverback. After 10 terrifying minutes during which the animal dragged the boy through the water, zookeepers shot and killed the gorilla. Animal activists have protested the zoo's decision and held a vigil for the gorilla over the weekend, but the zoo is defending its decision.
That child's life was in danger. We stand by our decision, and we make the same call today.
The zoo's director also told ABC News it is reviewing ways to make the gorilla habitat safer. Well, antidepressants, the second most prescribed group of drugs, are not just for depression anymore. As Lori Johnson reports, new research reveals a shocking number of doctors are advising their patients to take an antidepressant for reasons other than depression.
Ever since the 1980s, when antidepressants first became popular, their use has exploded an astounding 400%. It's gotten to the point where now more than 1 out of every 10 people is on one. Surprisingly, nearly half of the people using antidepressants aren't even taking them for depression. According to a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, a whopping 45% of antidepressant prescriptions are given to treat things like anxiety, migraines, ADHD, and pain. Also, fibromyalgia, PMS, insomnia, and sexual dysfunction. Antidepressants are not FDA approved to treat many of the conditions for which they're prescribed. And there is little to no scientific testing to determine whether antidepressants even help people suffering from these so-called off-label ailments. A study author said these doctors are prescribing in the dark.
People on these drugs for long periods of time become apathetic and indifferent. They don't care as much. They don't have as much empathy.
Psychiatrist Peter Bregan, whose work influenced warning labels on antidepressants, says their dangers are often overlooked.
There are people who feel they can never get off antidepressants because they have such terrible discomforts in their body, in their brains, and their minds coming off the drugs. The fact that the withdrawal symptoms are so difficult indicates how much these drugs change the brain.
In his book, Medication Madness, Bregan documents what he warns are their dark side.
The antidepressants cause violence and they cause suicide, and they do it in all age groups. We have studies in all age groups. There's just no doubt about it.
Doctors who come down on both sides of the antidepressant debate agree research needs to be done on their effectiveness for uses other than depression. However, those studies are costly and usually paid for by the drug manufacturers, who may not be motivated to foot the bill. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Jan Crouch, the co-founder of the Trinity Broadcasting Network, has died. Her son Matt announced the news today. She had been taken to a hospital in the Orlando, Florida area last Wednesday, May 25th, after suffering a stroke. TBN viewers knew her well as she and her husband Paul partnered in the launch and expansion of TBN around the world for over 40 years. The family issued a statement saying, quote, Jan Crouch loved many things, but most of all, she loved Jesus and now has seen him face to face and has experienced his grace in fullness. Jan Crouch was 78 years old. Coming up next, groundbreaking new treatment for soldiers who suffer brain injuries and PTSD, healing for their invisible wounds of war after this. Many wounds of war cannot be seen, and those are often the hardest to understand. Invisible wounds like post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury continue to haunt veterans for years. According to the most recent numbers from the Department of Veterans Affairs, an estimated 22 vets commit suicide every day. And that's more than we lose every day in combat. So an organization is working to shine a light on those wounds that to us are invisible.
Their time on the battlefield brings stories of heroism, sacrifice, and often devastation.
We were conducting a mission supporting Special Operations Forces just south of Fallujah, down by Amarilla, and the aircraft was hit with a surface-to-air missile. So I got the aircraft safe on the ground, and then we rolled end over end 3 times and caught on fire.
We were out on a mission, and we were going after a low-level bad guy. We had just missed him. We started to take fire, and what was a kind of a well-coordinated ambush. We had to fight our way out of there. It was an intense trip. We didn't end up finishing with everybody that we started with.
And then those warriors come home, ready to transition back into life with their friends and family. But all too often, those traumatic moments from war come home with them.
You're very agitated. You can't sleep. The demons come at night.
So you are in that heightened state of awareness. You're perceiving most things as a threat. You're going to a restaurant and you can't see anywhere but with the door to your front. You're scanning every room that you're in for possible ways it could go south, and then what your plan of action would be.
Both Coker and Marr felt the symptoms of PTSD and traumatic brain injuries, but their warrior nature caused them to push through, continuing to function on autopilot.
Prepare for mission, rehearsal, do the mission, come back, refit all your equipment.
In that community, however, negative stigma can surround this type of invisible wound. That often leads vets to ignore a brain injury or PTSD, which only makes symptoms worse. What begins as a sensitivity to light or sound can spread to the brain's emotional areas, then to the sleep center and more, until it becomes completely debilitating.
You get tired after a while. Just like, you don't give up, but you're like, doggone, what can I do now?
The only thing I could do was well, I just got to drink. And if I drink, I can probably quell the storm a little bit or be able to present myself at home without being an emotional wreck.
Both Marr and Coker tried to find medical help, leaving with a bag full of new medications, but no real solution. Then their paths took them to the Carrick Brain Center.
Here at Carrick, they use revolutionary new technology to help figure out the root of the problem instead of just treating the symptoms.
When they're here all day. So they're doing detailed diagnostic testing, looking at eye movements and looking at balance and looking at, just how their memory is working. We take all of that information and then we sit down with them and we try to diagram out exactly what's going on.
One breakthrough that can only be found at Carrick is the Vertical Access Rotational Device, or OVARD.
This allows us to work on a larger area of brain. So if you have someone that has an injury in the right frontal area of their brain, we can spin them leftward and backward, and by doing that, we can then activate that area of the brain. The more brain that is being activated, the greater the chances are of recovery.
Marcus Luttrell, the former Navy SEAL depicted in the movie Lone Survivor, is one of Carrick's highest profile success stories. Unfortunately, many vets struggling with a brain injury or PTSD never make it to a place like Carrick. Either they get discouraged by all the treatments that haven't worked, or they don't seek treatment at all, afraid it could cost them the job they love. For Marr, the risk of taking his illness back to battle was too great to ignore.
My thought was to get back onto the team, to get where I wasn't a liability. Turns out it wasn't that way, but I can't second guess that call for a second, because if I were to have something paralyzing happen to me in a bad situation, in this line of work, that means that guys don't come home and they don't see their kids.
The Carrick Brain Center hopes to raise awareness and money for treatment through the Invisible Vet campaign.
So oftentimes you encounter people in the street, at a restaurant, at the bank, people that have been in uniform that have either had a traumatic brain injury or they've been exposed to traumatic experiences that has led them down the road of post-traumatic stress, or unfortunately they have had both. Those are things that you can't see them. And so it's not like a broken arm, or it's not like an infected wound where you might need antibiotics or a cast or a surgical procedure.
It's a movement to not only open eyes, but erase the stigma around this kind of invisible wound, in the hopes that future generations of soldiers will feel comfortable coming forward for help.
Thank you for your service.
My pleasure. Wish I could have done more.
Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Dallas, Texas.
Up next, a former Muslim recalls her shocking discoveries about Islam. We'll follow this brave woman on her undercover mission to expose those discoveries after this. Listen to this quote: "Muslims are normally good people like everyone else, but then when they read the Quran, then they become a killing machine." Now, the woman who said that knows what she is talking about. She is a former Muslim herself who is now facing death threats for spreading the truth about Islam. Dale Hurd brings us her powerful story from Sweden.
This woman is on a mission. She's not a Muslim, and her Muslim dress is a disguise. Her mission is for Muslims to know what is in the Quran, because she says if more Muslims knew what was in the Quran, more would leave Islam. Mona Walter came to Sweden from Somalia as a war refugee when she was 19. She says she was excited about joining a modern European nation with equal rights for women. But as a young Muslim woman, that was not the Sweden she encountered. In fact, she says it was in Sweden where she first experienced radical Islam on a daily basis.
I discovered Islam here in Sweden. In Somalia, you're just a Muslim. You're just born into Muslim country without knowing the Quran. But when you come to Sweden, then you go to mosque. And there's a Quran, so you have to cover yourself, you have to be a good Muslim.
Walter says she grew up in Somalia never having read the Quran.
So I didn't understand what I was part of. I didn't know who Muhammad was. I didn't know who Allah was. So when I found out, I was upset, I was sad, and I was disappointed.
She says she discovered that Allah is a God who hates, and that Islam is not a religion of peace.
It's about hating and killing those who disagree with Islam. It's about conquering. Muhammad, he was immoral. He was a bloodthirsty man. He was a terrible man. And they can read that in his biography, what he did to Jews, how he raped women, how he killed people. I mean, he killed everyone who didn't agree with him.
Discouraged, she left Islam and became an atheist, until one day a family relative encouraged her to read the Bible. She still remembers the first time she read Matthew chapter 5, verse 44, where Jesus said to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you.
It was very strange for me, love your enemy, because in Islam you have to kill your enemy. Kill your enemy and kill everyone who refuses Islam. But Jesus Christ, it was all about love and peace and forgiveness and tolerance. And for some reason, I needed that.
She went to see Pastor Faoud Rasho, a Syrian immigrant who ministers to former Muslims in Sweden.
She started to believe, and she came to me. That was the beginning of her trusting.
I was so happy. I was filled with joy. Then I accepted Jesus Christ.
Mona says the Lord gave her a burden for Muslims who still do not know the truth about Islam, and she began to copy verses from the Quran and hand them out on the street to Muslim women.
Sometimes they listen, sometimes they become very upset, and I just told that, you know, that your husband, he have a right to beat you if you don't obey him. And say, no, it does not say that. Yes, it says that. I thought that if I tell them about Muhammad and about the Quran and this God of Islam who hates, who kills, who discriminates women, maybe they will have a choice and leave.
But in politically correct Sweden, Mona Walter has come under attack for simply telling Muslims what is in the Quran.
And I've been called Islamophobe, and yeah, you've been bought, you're a house nigger and stuff like that, terrible things.
She has also been called a racist. Walter warns that Islamic radicalism is a serious threat in Sweden and says Swedish society should care more about women trapped in Islam.
They will think like, oh, we're in Sweden, we have a freedom of religion. But Muslim women don't have a freedom of religion. They live under the law of Allah, not under Swedish law. So they will suppose everyone have a freedom of religion. We don't have freedom of religion. It's not for Muslim women, it's for everyone else.
She lives under death threats and sometimes travels with police protection. She wanted to show us Muslim areas around Gothenburg, but had to first dress as a Muslim. She believes if she were to show her face, she would be attacked.
I never go to those areas just to be in me, just to be in flesh and blood, Mona. I never get out of there alive. I mean, Muslims are normally good people, like everyone else. But when they read Quran, then they become a killing machine. This so-called ISIS or Al-Shabaab or Boko Haram, they're not extremists, they're not fanatical, or they're just a good Muslim. Good Muslim who follow the teachings of Islam. The Prophet Muhammad, he did that. They're doing just what he did.
Walter now uses videos and speaking appearances to spread her message. And she says she won't stop, even though her life is in danger. Dale Hurd, CBN News, in Gothenburg, Sweden.
In Cape Town, South Africa, CBN's Orphans Promise has partnered with a ministry providing care and rescue housing for abandoned and neglected children. The 5-bedroom home is for children up to 12 years old in need of physical, emotional, and educational care. Orphans Promise has also partnered with the ministry to open a preschool to give 24 children a safe and secure future. And that's it for now on CBN NewsWatch. We hope that you'll join us next time. Have a great day.